kick me out now, but I know I gotta go, but I gotta have some time. So I'm buying a house. I have a sales agreement already approved. And then, but the closing date for the house
Okay,
to be
but
ready for
Ms.
us is
Chen,
June 5th.
Ms. Chen, they've already indicated that they're not in agreement.
Well, I'm asking for mercy. That's all I'm asking for right now.
Okay. And the problem is, while certainly I will give mercy where I can, the issue here is that you're in violation of the lease.
Today, in Judge Simpson's court, we have a termination of tenancy hearing for a violation of the lease. This tenant sublet the residence to her employees. The tenant isn't even living in the property. With all that, the tenant believes she should get leniency so she can buy a house and move into the new house. Will the judge allow her to stay for the extra time she's asking for? Let's find out.
The 14A District Court for County of Washtenaw, State of Michigan is now back in session. All those having business before the court draw near. The Honorable Judge J. Cedric Simpson presiding.
Court does call the case of Sylvan Crossing versus Yoon Chen.
Yep, I'm here.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, Palace Law on behalf of the plaintiff.
And good afternoon, as well as Jeet Zhao. All right. Okay, and where are we on this? This is a termination for unauthorized occupants in the unit.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. And what is your position on this?
Yep, sorry, Judge.
So I'm looking for a house for them to stay. I have a buyer's agreement. But the house won't be available to me till June 5th. The closing date is June 5th. So I'm just asking for more time because I can't afford to put them in a hotel. I'm paying my bill, everything is on time. I'm not default anything. Doing the best I can to move out of there.
Your Honor, if I may, Ms. Chen is still in default of the lease agreement because she and the other occupant aren't occupying the home. The lease does require this home. Ms. Chen, if you could please wait until I'm finished. Your Honor, the lease does require this to be an owner-occupied home. It is not an owner-occupied home. And so, for one, my client is not in agreement with providing additional time to Ms. Chen to relocate these occupants. Notices were sent many months ago, giving them an opportunity to address this issue, and it wasn't addressed. But not only that, even if those occupants are removed from the home, it doesn't address the ongoing issue of who's actually living there. The community does require Ms. Chen and the other defendant, I apologize, I don't want to say his name incorrectly, I believe that's Ms. Chen's husband, they're the leaseholders, they're required to be living there, and they're not.
Your Honor, they have no proof that my husband not living there. First of all, he lived there 3 nights a week. They have no proof that he's not living there. Yes, we have analyzed the gas for my employees to live in there, but the public acknowledged that for 6 years. I don't understand why now they try to keep me out. All of a sudden, from January 1st, they sent me a note. And ever since first day, I say, I just need more time. I want to move out of there, but I need more time. And they won't negotiate with me. And then they put me to court.
Ms. Chen, here's the problem with the argument that you're making. If I set this for trial and have you here, you're all going to be under oath. So you're saying they don't have proof. The testimony would be taken. So you've heard what the rules are.
I understand, but they acknowledge that my employees been living there for 6 years. I don't understand what all of a sudden they kick me out now, but I know I gotta go, but I gotta have some time. So I'm buying a house. I have a sales agreement already approved. And then, but the closing date for the house
okay, but
ready for
Ms.
us
Chen,
is June 5th.
Ms. Chen, they've already indicated that they're not in agreement.
Well, I'm asking for mercy. That's all I'm asking for right now.
Okay. And the problem is, while certainly I will give mercy where I can, the issue here is that you're in violation of the lease. They
I
would very
understand
easily
that.
prove their case.
I understand that. I mean, it's no problem. My husband's living there without me and my kids there. If that's the case, they can live there for till they move out.
Is he going to
That's-
is he going to testify that he lives there?
Well, if that's the case, I will put him back to the house.
Your Honor,
We have a room for him.
I'm the community manager. He does not stay there. In fact, I have a video of him picking.
I don't know that I asked you,
Yes,
but
Ms.
thank
Tim,
you.
if you could, we can potentially address those concerns, if needed, but for now, let's just proceed.
Miss
Court.
Chen, here's what's going to happen. You're going to need to vacate the premises. They're not agreeing to the time frame. So somehow or another, other arrangements are going to have to be made. Otherwise, I'm just going to set this for trial and then I'll make a ruling on it. So those are really going to be the options.
Well, how long would the trial give me time? I'm just buying time right now, to be honest, Your Honor.
Ma'am, I set trials in a number of different ways, but in part based upon difficulty. You'll probably get a trial within a week. And then if you lose at that trial, it's going to be 10 days.
And Your Honor, if I may, if that is the request that Ms. Chen is making, I would make the argument here today that there is no tribal issue of fact. As Ms. Chen has already indicated, there are unauthorized occupants living there, and she's already acknowledged her husband doesn't live there because she just stated she will move him back into the home if necessary. And so I don't know that
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Thank you, Ms. Dornbush.
Judge.
Ma'am.
willing to pay the fine, whatever it has to be, to keep them there for another month and a half. so I
Okay,
can
maybe,
get them out.
Ms. Chen, maybe you're not understanding. What will happen here is if I rule that there's no tribal issue and grant them a judgment, you're going to have 10 days to move out.
I know, that's why I'm asking for mercy, because I have no place to put them and I can't afford to put them in a hotel.
But Ms. Chen, I understand what you're asking for. But what I'm saying is you're asking for sometime in June. They are not willing to go to June. And so the court's going to be required to make a ruling.
I don't know, at this point, I don't know what to say because I'm not a lawyer and I just do my best for my employees. I don't know. I've been looking for the house since day one. They informed it to me. It's so hard to find a house in Chelsea. And we even go look for in Grass Lake, Jackson. It's just not, the commute is impossible for us because they work for us. And they don't drive.
All right.
So I had to provide a safe living for them so that they can continue work for us.
I
you know?
understand that, ma'am, but you're going to have to find some other arrangements. And I think plaintiff is right. There's not a tribal issue for me in this case. You're in violation of the lease. I'm going to enter a judgment for
But
possession.
I don't understand why wasn't a violation 6 years ago. Now that all of a sudden it's a violation. That's why I don't understand. They acknowledged that 6 years ago
Ma'am,
when they approved my sale.
ma'am, it's a
And then they-
violation. Okay. It won't matter. It could have been a violation 6 years ago. It could be a violation now. It's a violation. Whether they choose to do anything about it or not, who knows? But I mean, they're choosing to do something about it now.
I understand, Your Honor.
So I'm going to find that there is no tribal issue. I'm going to grant a judgment for possession to the plaintiff.
So
I will issue that no tribal issue as to defendant 1. I'll do this by default as to defendant 2.
Thank
A
you.
writ would normally, Ms. Chen, in this case, a writ would normally enter June 1st. I will grant an additional week, so a writ June 8th. 2000, or not June 8th, I'm sorry, May 8th,
Thank you.
2023.
And Your Honor, just so Ms. Chen is aware, and just as a reminder to the court, as this is an action brought under the Just Cause statute, Ms. Chen does have 90 days from today's date to sell or remove the home in a manner consistent with agreement and regulations. So long as the
Right.
lot must continue to be paid and the home inside are maintained. But that does still require her to comply with the court's ruling to vacate the premises no later than May 8th. Otherwise, plaintiff could still seek the order of eviction.
You understand that, Ms. Chen?
No, I don't.
All right, you have till May 8th to vacate the premises. Then you have certain rights regarding either moving the home itself or selling the home, which gives you additional time to not, or up to 90 days to do that. But that doesn't mean anybody can occupy the home.
Okay. Even my
You-
husband, he cannot live there.
You guys, I don't know I don't know where he is. I'm just saying this because he's not appearing here before me. So I'm granting the judgment that property, and I've given an additional period in time because I understand that you're trying to resolve that issue. But that property needs to be vacated by the 8th, or the plaintiff can get a writ to have people forcibly removed from the premises.
Okay, I understand.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think the judge's decision was fair in this case. This tenant wasn't even living in the property and moved in her employees, which is a clear violation of the lease. I do appreciate that she cares for her employees to give them a place to live, but you can't just move in whoever you please when you're renting without adding them to the lease. Do you think the judge was fair in his ruling? Do you think the landlord should have given her more time to move? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.